All right, sweet deal. We are here. We are here doing our testing videos here. Specifically, this one today will be about platform navigation, where we will be specifically reviewing and going through some of the tips and tricks on how to navigate the trading view, the trading view, excuse me, the TD Ameritrade platform and their website platform. Very important to know how to navigate through both of them. So we're going to go through the tips and tricks here today quickly, um, so that you get a good broad understanding on how to maneuver the basics around these platforms, so that you can go in the market and make adequate trades without making any mistakes, right? Or adequate positions without making any mistakes. It's very important that you know how to see a mistake, or know how to correct it, and or know how to find out if an order has been filled or not filled. So I'll be going through all that today. So first up, let's go ahead and start with the TD Ameritrade platform version found at thinkorswim.com. Very important to know how to execute and maneuver yourself around this platform, as the platform is key to quick, swift execution in the market, and being able to review your portfolio quickly and have a good understanding of what's going on with your account currently. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trade at thinkorswim.com, or trade.thinkorswim.com will bring you to the platform. And here is the platform. So when you do sign into the platform, this is the original screen that comes up. It's your account positions or account activity, and it will show the current activity in the account. Okay, so this first list here will describe the account's current positions and the amount of change on the and the quantity of those positions that you do have, whether you have 2, 10, or a 5 of some of these stocks, the change of rate of the price of those assets on the day, the amount of open P&L that is open currently for those stocks, that could be profit or loss, the cost of the position that was made, the price in which the position was originally taken, right, and the net liquidity on these positions, right. Also gives you a cost basis on the day, on the open P&L, and the P&L year to date, right. In this left column box here, it describes the account details. This one is on a small bit of margin, so account value is $3,249. Option buying power is 1285, and the stock purchasing power is just under 4,000. Okay, right. The amount of cash that we used today, which was pulled out of the stock buying power to buy stock at $400 for that day, so it has that cash $400 debit, right. P&L percentage was up 0.25%, putting on $7.80 on that most previous trading day. Okay, all right. So that's all the details specifically for your portfolio. Okay, specifically for your portfolio. Now these details in this box here can be adjusted and moved around here. Okay, you can add or remove some of these columns. It all depends on if you got the relative information that you need on that specific column. Now I do know that the columns come with things like delta, gamma, implied volatility, and theta and vega. If you're not using them, I would just pull them off to clean up the information, so that you just don't have a bunch of information on the screen that you're not using. It's very important that you stay organized and clean with how you're using the account, because you want to be able to get to certain information quickly and efficiently without having just conflicting data on the screen that you just don't use, right? The ask and the bid being on the portfolio review screen, I don't really find too necessary. I get my bid and my ask when I'm looking to purchase a stock, so I didn't find that information necessary specifically to have in the review portfolio section, so I don't have that there either. but I do have the low of the day on the stock there. So it does have the low of the day of the stock here, the net liquidity, trade price, cost, P&L of the day, open day, quantity. So you can set yours up similar to mine so that's nice and clean and you don't have all this extra conflicting information that you're not using. All right. So once you do that, you'll be able to click this activity anchor right here, and this will show you any positions that are open, which is be considered working, positions that have not been filled, and filled positions on the day, and your canceled positions on the day. This drop down tab only comes up when you do click on the arrow. Very good. You can have your watch list down over here on this left hand side, excuse me, and it'll just have whatever a watch list that you have personally created. This account doesn't really have many watch lists in it because my trading view and the main accounts do. This one just piggybacks off of some of my other accounts, so not really necessary for me to build a watch list excuse me, over here. Right, so you do have some other quotes in here that we do keep up with, that just in case. Right. Very good. You could always create a watch list. You can make it dense. You can make it more rather shallow, like some of these, or if you don't want to see it or don't need it, you can always close them. Right? You can make it bigger. Click that. Right? You can make them smaller, and if you don't need to use it, then you just might not need to use it. Okay, might not be too necessary. Right? Very good. You can always close these widgets so you can get rid of the accounting details, or you can use the -I button to hide all the account details if you're showing a friend or so and such. But since this is a personal video for you guys, make sure that you guys can see some of the details in live view so that you can get a better idea of what your numbers look like and what you're doing with your account. So very good. So now we're going to move on to an execution. So make sure you guys know how to place a trade, take off a trade, and look to see if the trade was filled. So today we're going to use Home Depot as our example for this. Home Depot, very good, right? Home Depot right across the top has some quick, easy information to get to, also with the create alert and add to your watch list, volume, etc., etc. Some of this information is good. And it's always good to keep to keep nearby, especially dividend yield percentage, volume, average volume, some good details up here. Okay, all right. When you go down one level down, you will see your option chain for Home Depot. Option chain will open up and describe calls, puts. Right, we know calls are a bullish trade, puts are a bearish trade, and your strikes. Strikes being here, 12, 18, 36 strikes. If you want to add more strikes, you can. And then first starting off your expiration dates going all the way down. Right? Typically, we like to go the month out, and you can get all the details about those specific option contracts a month out. Right? Very good. Very clean, very to the point on using this platform. It's the reason why I really enjoy it a lot. All right. Very clean and to the point. Now, as you get down to the next step down, the next column down, you will notice that this will be where your open positions will be saved here. Right? So if you do have a stock like Lulu under this area, you will see the stock and its information, which I'll of course give you guys an example. Right? It's because we don't have any positions in Home Depot, so you don't have anything down here. So positions working all blank. All right. Very good. Down here we have a small chart which just has some small information regarding the price dynamics. You can always adjust the price and how the candlesticks are laid out, but we use TradingView for a lot of our technical analysis, so this mainly stays blank. Right? Very good. Home Depot news along the bottom. Some price target raises here most recently. This one's from Barclays, big bank. All right, and more information regarding Home Depot, even some UPS stuff in here too. Okay, very good. So that's how majority of the asset screens look when you do select a new stock. It comes up just like this. Right, options, quick brief information, options, and your order book. Right, this is where you find out if your order went through or not. So let me give you an example. If we go over to Lululemon and we go into that same area, you will see our position in Lululemon here and some of the details regarding that position. So even this one has some of the Greeks that we don't use. So let's give a good example of how we can move some of that information that we're not using off of this book. Let's see here, see if we can do it. So you can kind of just drag it off, see where it allows us to put it. Might not allow us to put it anywhere. This is how you move them and adjust them. You can bring this towards the front. The more notable details that you want to see, maybe you want to move towards the front, and the ones that you don't want to move, you could just move towards the back, because it doesn't look like they allow us to take them off the screen. Typically it comes out in a big gray chart, a big gray kind of thing, and then you'll be able to slide them in there. But on this page it looks like you could just only move them around. So we'll just move these to the back and keep the information that we want up front. Very good. Alright, so that's how you maneuver this screen. Right? Very to the point. Nothing too crazy about that. Alright. So now execution. Alright, so we went over some of the details. Now execution. Let's close up some of these. Buying and selling. Okay. When you open up a buy order, the template drops down below. Alright, let's do it again. Buy order, template drops down below. Immediately it describes 100 shares of Lululemon, which we know we won't be doing that. So we're going to delete that, put 1, make sure we're labeled under a buy. Right? Your bid and ask spread, right? Right? Your ask to sell and your bid to buy. Excuse me, your bid to sell and your ask to buy. Excuse me, I said it reverse. Your bid to sell and your ask to buy. Your bid being your lowest side of the price, your ask being the highest side of the price, and your spread being in the middle. You can control what aggression you want to participate in buying the shares. A lot of these limit orders will be adjusted from these lower 3 boxes over here. Right? You can change where you want your bid for the specific stock price to be, between the top side or the highest premium, or the bottom side from the lowest bid. Okay, typically it's set up in the middle. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? Here is where you select if you want to place a limit order, a mark, or a at market order. I tell people that are looking to purchase stock for around the first time that go ahead and just switch this to market, so that you'll be executing at the current market price, which is $335.27. Alright. Alright. So we select here for the day, then we'll select review, and it would open up and give you some more details regarding this purchase. You also get your day trade list, your day trade number, excuse me. This is important for those that are more actively trading the market, that you don't commit to 3 round trips in a 4-day trading period, as this will give you a quick warning or a quick description of how many day trades you do have left. Right? Your resultant buying power for the stock, which is the amount of cash equity that you'll have, resulting buying power for options, and the buying power effect for margin will be half of, or a fraction of, the value of what the underlying asset costs without margin. Okay, and then that's pretty much this whole screen. So as you scroll down to the bottom of the screen and you get everything set up how you need it to place your order, you will then hit the send button, and it will go ahead and send that market order down the wire. All right, and then it will end up under working. Right? So if it's at market position during the day, it'll automatically get filled and go into positions. If it's a limit order, it will go under working until that order is filled. Okay, so this is where you'll be able to get that information, and or under that, of course, activity drop tab, bam, and it'll also turn up in here. Okay, very important to know that. Very, very important to know that. It's quick, it's simple. They'll turn up here. If you don't see it here and you're unsure, just hit this button and you should see it in here. If it's not in here, that means nothing went through. Okay, very good. You'll be able to execute after going through review. Then you'll be able to hit send and send that and send that position down the wire. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Now, what else is there regarding navigating through this platform specifically? Let's see here. Going back to the home screen, looking at the individual stocks again. Let's see here. Is there anything specific else about this platform you will need to know? That's really about it. Right? That's really about it as far as how to maneuver around the platform, how to buy and sell, where everything is, and anything else you may need to know about maneuvering across this platform. It's very simple, guys. It's very to the point, to say the least, right? It's very to the point. This platform is very, you can also adjust it and move things around. If you're not working on one area of the screen or the other, you can move these and kind of focus more on one end of the market or whatever you're specifically doing. Maybe you don't need to see your account positions, you can just close it. Maybe you don't need to see your account equity, you could just close it, right? So either or, you can maneuver around the platform to adjust it to specifically what you're doing. Okay. Okay, Honeywell news down here have some specifics, some bearings, stocks, etc., etc. So very good. All right. So now let's go ahead and move on to the other TD Ameritrade platform, which is the more investor-like platform. Okay, this is a much more investor-like platform as it kind of lays out the information just a little bit different. Okay, just a little bit different. So as we get through this, we're going to go probably to the most important section of my account, which is positions. These positions obviously describe the same that we have just seen on the All Black on the Thinkorswim website platform. Okay, all right. So we're going to go into positions, and it's laid out just a little bit different. Okay, but it's the same, and it's the same information. So we have the amount of funds available for withdrawal, in which you can adjust that information on this scroll tab here, and you can put some other details that maybe you may need. If you're a new member to the group, there's likely going to be some of these on here that you might not need. If you've done a private Zoom with me, I have probably adjusted them for you so that you have the most notable information that you'll need on this top screen. Available for withdrawal, total positions value, available funds for trading, etc. AMAT, which is applied materials, FIVG, which is a semiconductor ETF, Lululemon, Mara, and UDAO are the assets that are in this specific portfolio and which are the same as the ones here. Okay, they're spitting image but different platforms. Okay, so of course you will just use whichever platform you begin to get more comfortable with, and for the more active investors, you definitely would be using the platform. For the more retail investor or more long-term investing, you likely would want to use the website version, which is the one that we're currently on. Very simple, to the point, and it also has a little more information on the platform regarding setting up your watch lists and balances and details about the account and such, and everything in between. Okay, under trade, you have your order status, which is similar to the order status drop down tab that I described here under activity on the actual platform. You'll also get your contingent orders here too. You can always search them, all type, all day today, or you could put in the past 7 days and you'll get all the orders in the past 7 days. All right, very good. You get all the orders in the past 7 days. You can get all the orders in the past 14, etc., etc., etc. And you can see if there's any open orders in this list as well. Okay. Balances, cost basis, and tax center. Tax center, when you're ready to do your taxes, they do them for you. They send the statements to you. You're able to print them out PDF here. Watch list, you're able to create your own watch list here and maneuver around the watch list how you may need it. If you want to adjust some of the information on the watch list, these circle gears over here are where you do that at. And if you want to add more companies, to the watch list, you can go ahead and type their tickers in here and just get them added. Very good. Very good. Transactions and statements, confirmations and shareholder library. Statements are going to be the same trade transaction statements. Transactions are going to be your deposits and withdrawals. And confirmations are going to be just additional information regarding your buy and sold, your buy and sell positions in the account. All right. One of the coolest tools on the investing platform is the research and ideas on TD Ameritrade. Is pretty good. I enjoy it. I don't mind using it at all. Specifically, I like to check out sectors and industries, but you can always stop over an overview to get a good overview of the market. If you're specifically watching US indices, commodities, currencies, or fixed income, you can get a good broad slew of information regarding what's going on in markets, from details on different market watch headlines and reports. You can get basically good information of the market from an overall standpoint. It's a very good resourceful part of the website. It has all the sectors broken down here, their specific performance on the month and on the most recent day, and a little quick backdrop on the performance of some of the major equities. All right. News, specifically from an overall point of view, you can catch tons of news in here, from why is Bitcoin trading higher to 38 stocks that moved during Friday's midday session. Right? Plenty of articles, plenty of industry news, plenty, more than plenty, to get the brain turning on new potential ideas. Right? Sectors and industries are probably the most fascinating portion of the research and idea sector, in my opinion. Selecting a sector, then a specific industry to do research on the potential performance of these specific sectors or industries is how I get a more broad view of understanding what's going on in the market globally. It's a very good standpoint in understanding basically where you want to be, maybe performance-wise. So year to date, which is from the beginning of January to now, you get to see which sectors and industries performed the best. And as we can see, we have financials, which are bank stocks, REITs, even some rental programs fall under financials, depending on what they do. But this is a good one to look at. Financials, why are bank stocks doing pretty well in the last year to date, last 3, 4, 5 months, up 14%, energy up just under 13%, materials, real estate, consumer discretionary, industrials, communication services, and so on and so forth. Very good to have a good look at what sectors specifically are performing well, and it gives you a direction of where to go and when you're trying to uncover new ideas. Some of the industries organized in the same way. The biggest changes on the day. Looks like automobiles performed the best. Last week's close, marine, tobacco, electronic utilities followed up behind that. All right, very good. Very good way to get a broad look at what's going on. I use it quite a bit. Also, TD Ameritrade also has an education sector. We're able to go through some of the education centers and get a good idea of the description of some of these education center tools. Talks a bit about stocks, options, bonds, futures, forex, personal finance, portfolio management. if you ever have spare time and want to add to your education, there's no wrongs in going out and seeking some of these videos to add to your arsenal. Right? Very good. Then we have client services, which is promotions and margin and options. In order to do options in your account, you would have to go into general, and you would have to go into options trading, and you would have to apply for it. Standard cash is normal. You can get more aggressive option types by applying for an upgrade, but it's quite not needed. Margin trading, in order to turn on margin, anything over 2,000, every 1,000 over 2,000 is 2 to 1. So for every 1,000 over 2,000 is $2,000 added in buying power. It's a very, very, very lucrative thing for long-term investing, as long as you pay attention to how much margin you use on some of your positions as well. We'll talk a bit about that later. Right? Cash sweep, margin, options trading, your futures and forex is in here as well, and any other details like day trading warnings should definitely be on, and option expiring warnings should definitely be on, guys. All right, and then the quantity, if you're tired of always seeing 100, you can always put 10 in here so that every time it opens up, it doesn't say 100. I've seen some people make a mistake and actually select and purchase 100 on accident, not paying attention. So this is how you get rid of that. Just go ahead and drop 10 or 5 in here so that you stop running into that problem. Okay, very good. All right, so we pretty much went through both of the platforms here in about 26 minutes. If you have any details, questions, or ideas regarding maneuvering your way around the platform, definitely want to let me know. We'll do a quick stop in and deposit and transfers, as internal transfers from account to account can be done here as well. Very simple, to the point. Withdrawals to your bank, wire, check withdrawal, and your deposits, depositing, transferring in from your bank. Very simple. Always want to create an account so that you're connected to the account, and that you can have swift deposit and quick funding, as TD Ameritrade does fund your deposits instantly under 10,000. Okay, very important. All right, very important. Very good. Very good. So overall, guys, that is the platform on the investors platform on TD Ameritrade, and in the Thinkorswim website platform for Thinkorswim. Both are TD Ameritrade. There is also a third platform which I don't really use too often anymore, but it is around. I'll probably do another video on that one, but this one is pretty smooth, pretty smooth, to the point. 15 hours to the open for the good old Monday for the 3rd of May. I'll see you guys around then at that time. Hope everybody has a good trading week. This is Kyle here at Active Management, and we are signing off.